Hi everyone! In today's video, I'm going to show you how I drew this watermelon on a vine using colored pencils. So for this drawing, I was working with Prismacolor, Polychromos, Derwent Lightfast, Holbein, and Caran d'Ache Luminance pencils. You do not need to have that many brands of pencils in order to draw this, but I wanted to take advantage of the range of colors and values that I have from all of those different brands. Keep in mind also that you can purchase pencils open stock. You don't have to buy a full set of a brand just to pick up a few extra greens if that's something that you want to do. Starting on the watermelon, I worked on the patterning just back and forth. I went from the darkest green shadow areas of the patterning, and then I went through and worked on the lighter areas. There was an apple green from Holbein and also an apple green from Prismacolor that gave me those brightest parts of the patterning. And after I blended with solvent, I came through and went back over all of those different areas and smoothed everything out, added some details. You can see me add lots of dark details within the shadows themselves. And in some areas, I was even bringing in a 90% cool gray from Prismacolor and a black Polychromos to create lots of contrast in those areas. And then once I had come through and completed the shadow stripes of the watermelon, I came back over the lighter areas and added some detail there as well. The part of the drawing that took the longest was definitely these leaves. I was really surprised by how long they took. Each individual leaf did not take very long, but there were just so many of them, so really did kind of get bogged down here. I had to force myself to take breaks. Anytime you're working on something that turns out to be sort of tedious, meaning you're just drawing the same thing over and over and it's taking a long time, you have to find something to distract yourself. I like to listen to audiobooks, so I will only listen to the audiobook while I'm drawing, so that can keep me focused. And then, like I said, I like to take lots of breaks when I'm working on something like this. It's really important not to rush, and I've been challenging myself this entire year not to rush because I feel like last year I got into a bad habit of rushing through things just to get them finished. And so I really tried not to do that here. In fact, I gave myself a couple extra days to finish these leaves when I realized that they were taking longer than I expected them to. So the process of drawing the leaves was really easy. For each leaf, I basically outlined it. Then I indented the areas where I wanted the veins, so I used either an embossing tool or a really sharp white Polychromos pencil. And then I came over with a variety of different mid-tone colors. I was using permanent green and permanent green olive, both from Polychromos, also a dark green and that apple green from Prismacolor. Where I wanted a more muted green tone, I was using Kelly green and Celadon green. And like I said, I just wanted a variety of greens in there just to provide some contrast. I think it makes it look more natural, but you really could do this just with maybe 3 different greens. You are always going to want a shadow, a mid-tone, and a highlight. This clump of leaves right here, I worked on a little differently. I drew them all in, outlined everything, and then I came through and worked on them basically together as a clump. And this was probably the most difficult section of leaves that I worked on, but still not that hard. Just need to make sure you have some contrast, and I worked a lot with some sharp details in there with the veins, and then made sure that I had some darker values. That way it didn't just look like a massive, you know, green blob. I wanted some separation. Working on these leaves that came down the center of the watermelon, I needed to make sure that they stood out some from the watermelon itself, but not too much because, you know, it's all green. So working with the same colors essentially, but getting it to stand out, that was the key. And I relied pretty heavily on my reference image to give me some feedback there. I made sure the vine itself stayed nice and bright as a pretty extreme contrast from the watermelon. And I think that helps make the leaves stand out since they're attached to that vine. If this video is moving way too fast, I do have a 6-part tutorial series over on Patreon. If you want to learn how to draw this yourself, there are several real-time sections. So I go over exactly how I'm drawing all of this over there on the membership. So be sure to check that out. I have hundreds of other videos over there if you don't want to draw a watermelon, which I think you should draw a watermelon this summer. I'm really happy with the way this turned out. This composition was so much fun to work on. And yeah, definitely very summery. Finishing up the final few leaves here before I start working on the shadow. I wasn't sure if I wanted to add a shadow here. I typically don't in my drawings. I like the look of the composition on the white background, but in this case I thought the shadow really did add a lot, and I brought in some more muted colors. I've got slate gray and a silver gray. Wanted a bluish tone to the shadow, and I also wanted to focus on making sure I got that shadow really smooth, which I feel like it's a lot smoother in person than it looks on the photos that I took. I think photos tend to accentuate any little details in there, but here once again is my final drawing. Thanks so much for watching, everybody, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!